Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well and is ready for the trading day. We've got a big day today news-wise. Quite a lot of events happening, but Same thing as usual, looking to take our trades that fit our plan and not do anything silly along the way. But I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the stream. If you are enjoying the content, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe. It does really help out the channel, and also make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Tashi, good morning. Anis, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Phronesis, good morning. Hope you are doing good. Gold showing signs of short-term reversal. We'll take a look at gold, but you're a braver person than me if you're looking to sell gold. I'll tell you that free. Kelvin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Game Scenario, what is up? Background music soothing. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy that background music, to be fair. I've had it for at least a couple of years now, probably even longer. More, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Lauda, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Samuel. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, interesting day ahead. I was stopped out of my pound NZD position. Didn't give me another opportunity to get back into the trade. It looks like it's breaking through my second area of interest. But I did have a long position yesterday on the retest of this structure here. Let's make sure we can see it. There we go. So I was long on this level. We did break through pretty quickly after the stream, actually. I can't remember if we had news. We did have some NZD news, but that was this morning. And I was already out the trade. But yeah, I did have a second area of interest looking to go long, which was this level here, but it didn't give me an entry signal, so I didn't hop back into the trade. We were seeing some minor rejection, but no real shift in momentum. The market was steadily holding this bearish trend, and lower lows and lower highs. I need to see a shift of momentum off that level, which never really happened. There was a little bit of one here, but I was fast asleep during those times. Then we had the NZD news kick in. Price was a little bit bullish, tanked to the downside pretty aggressively, and now it's holding the level I was looking to buy from as resistance, which of course is not really what I want to see as a bull of this market. So I'm actually backing away from that long position now for pound NZD. If we get back above it, then I'll see what we do, because I'm still anticipating that higher low. We still do have this bullish structure at play on the higher time frames. Impulse, correction, impulse, looking at correction for another impulse. So that is still at play. How far the market pulls back, potentially could pull back all the way down to these prices before it does push up. Yeah, that's a possibility as well. But I'm looking at the retest of that area, and if it doesn't hold, then I'm definitely going to relax that bullish bias. I won't be looking for sells, but I won't be looking for buys either. And with its cousin, EURNZD, this one to me actually looks like a good sell opportunity. I was discussing this one quite a lot the past week or so, because we were coming into that natural area where we could be forming another lower high. One over there, second over there, potentially a third. If that's the case, we could see a big drop to the downside, back to the lows there for EURNZD. So there's a lot of downside potentially for EURNZD, although it's funny because for pound NZD there's a lot of upside opportunity as well. So a bit of contradiction between the buys there, but I'm not going to look too much into that and just take the trades whichever give me the best opportunity, which fit my plan well. As long as I'm managing risk, then there isn't too much of an issue. But of course I won't be looking to take them both at the same time. Sell EURNZD and buy pound NZD doesn't make too much sense there, so I'll just take it one at a time. But in terms of this pair, which I do like and it is on my watch list, I will be looking for a retest of this low. We had the breakout of the consolidation, kind of like a retest of that same consolidation over here, although we did break back inside the range a little bit. But since then, we've had a really nice bearish leg to the downside. So I'm looking at this bearish structure maintaining and another continuation lower. So EURNZD to me looks like a really good sell opportunity. If we are forming that lower high, there is a lot of pips to catch back down to these lows. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that one. Similar with Euro Aussie as well. We had a fairly nice candle closure yesterday, breaking out of this support area, which is basically this consolidation. So now what I'm looking for is retest continuation, sells back down to this low here. That's the plan I've got for Euro Aussie, which again is a very similar setup to USD as well. But I like the retest there to sell because again, if we are forming a lower high here, one over there, second over there, potentially a third over here. We've tried to go bullish a few times, failed. Now we're breaking structure again to the downside, breaking through a very, very strong level. So if we can hold that as resistance, then that is going to invite me into some trades. Now it's just to see if we do get that pullback because we might just continue to sell off. But I'll keep an eye on that and yeah, looking to sell. So those are the setups I do really like. USD shorts, Euro Aussie shorts, and some break and retest. I will take a look at gold. Phrenesis, I did not forget. Potentially, yeah, more. We could be seeing price just be kind of moving sideways. We do that a lot, to be fair, especially for the big announcements. Price does move a little bit slow, waiting for the news to come out, and then a lot of participants will jump into the market, which is kind of funny because you kind of want to be in the trade before the news or wait for the news to happen and enter sometime after the news. But, you know, traders are going to be traders. But yeah, the market is a little bit stale. We'll touch on the dollar pairs a little bit because to me, the dollar pairs don't look that great. I mean, maybe there's some nice intraday setups along the way for them, but I'm not the biggest fan of the dollar pairs, I must say. But I'll go through them in detail. Let me just take a look at gold quickly. So with gold, yeah, gold does look like it's tiring, I must admit. Still very, 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 very bullish on the higher time frames, daily, weekly, monthly. We're seeing very strong candle closure to the upside. But looking at the 4H, we're getting some more frequent bearish candles, smaller bullish candles as well. Hourly time frame more the same as well. So this is definitely still an uptrend, but it's showing signs that we are struggling. The fact that we are just taking out the highs and aggressively pulling back, taking out the highs, aggressively pulling back. Could see that happen again today. So there is definitely a sign that the market is starting to tire and we could be looking at a bigger pullback, which again, rightly so. Look how bullish the market has been since the consolidation back here. We've absolutely flown to the upside. So pullback is definitely on the cards. But would I trade that pullback? Absolutely not. I would wait for the pullback to buy it back up again. Yeah, that would be an opportunity I would consider, but definitely not looking to short gold. For me, it's just still way too aggressive. Again, gold, we're in the middle of nowhere. It's not like we've come into a level which makes sense to sell from. We haven't done that, so I can't really say too much about sells for gold. There's no bearish structure either, so I wouldn't touch the sells. I would still be looking for buys, but I think the next best buy setup, at least for the 4H time frame and above, would be if we can have a slightly deeper correction and then we find our retest somewhere to get long and ride the next wave. That for me is still the number one opportunity for gold. Still looking for buys, still looking for those bigger pullbacks. I think the intraday kind of miniature pullbacks seem to be tiring and could be coming to an end pretty soon. Maybe the CPI news might give us that retracement, who knows. But in terms of a setup, still looking for buys, still looking for the market to rally further. I would not be looking to sell gold. Happy Eid to you as well, Ibrahim. Dollar Suit Chef. Okay, yeah, I'm sure buys as well. Again, CPI will cause a lot of movement, presumably. But yeah, there's no opportunity for me yet on dollar Swiss. I mean, I do like the pair downside. High time frames look very bearish, and we're coming into some areas where, again, we are likely to form a lower high, like we discussed with Euro Aussie. if you look at these major structural highs, high, low down there, we're coming into an area where again we could be forming another lower high like we did over here and see another move down. I think we're coming into a nice trend line actually. So yeah, 1, 2, 3 there. So I do think there is that downside possibility with dollar Swiss, and I am looking for sell opportunities as well. But at the moment, all we're getting is basically consolidation at this area. If I remove the trend line, to me, this just looks like consolidation. So I'm not going to read too much into the price action in that area because it's difficult to say what price is going to do next. I mean, if you're really trying to force it, you could say probably a head and shoulder pattern could be forming here. Left head, right shoulder. So that is, that is a pattern of somewhat here. It's not a clear one, but you can definitely make a case for that. But realistically, we're all kind of waiting for this level of support to go because that'll tell us that, okay, buyers are starting to fail at support. Sellers are breaking through, no longer creating higher highs anymore. And at that point, we probably have some bearish structure to trade, retest, and then some sells. So this to me looks like a really good opportunity for dollar Swiss. Excuse me. That looks like a good opportunity. A retest of 0.9, big psychological level as well, strong level of support. If we can break and retest that, that'll be a great place to find some entries and see if you can take advantage of some shorts. And of course, if it does play out, there's a long way to go, potentially back down to the price swing lows, which would be down here. Of course, I don't expect people to trade it all the way that way, but you do have the potential for a big trade there. So I do like dollar Swiss coming to a nice area, could be forming that next lower high, but we need to see the break to the downside, which I'm kind of hoping that CPI will do that for us. If CPI is going to make dollar bearish, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards, I'll touch on the DXY shortly. I'm kind of leaning towards the bearish side of things with dollar. So if that could happen, that would be nice. Break to the downside, that would be nice. And then pullbacks for the rest of the week to then short. And of course, you got multiple targets down here. This is a nice target there with a lot of bullish momentum. This level here is a good target. This level here. So that'll be up to you if your risk management. But yeah, dollar Swiss to me looks like a really nice short. Euro yen, Wayne Shaw. I'll go through some dollar pairs first, and then I'll touch on the yen pairs. Nice 1.5 on Euro USD yesterday. Anus. Yeah, I mean Euro USD did do what you said you were looking to do, which was take out that high. Kind of flew quite aggressively yesterday, so it might have been difficult to get some good entries, but it did take out the high, then came pretty aggressively, came back down again. But yeah, the dollar pairs have been choppy. Do you have a bias? As I was combining bias and Anis at the same time. Anis, do you have a bias for Euro USD or the dollar pairs or DXY in general? Or are you kind of waiting for the news to do something and then you're going to have a look again? Which is kind of where I'm at, to be honest. Like I said with the DXY, I do have a slight bearish bias to it. Yesterday I was talking about price potentially taking out this low here. We did see that happen. But now that we've done that, now it's kind of just a little bit difficult. I mean, I would still be bearish. Main reasons because we're still holding a pretty big level of resistance. And we're still rejecting it pretty well. And last time we did reject it, we did see this move here. And we could see something of that nature again if we're going to reject that same level, 104,500. So there is that bearish move on the cards. Would I trade it? No. I'm not really seeing any good opportunities on the corresponding dollar pairs, Euro USD, Pound USD, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. I'm not really seeing any good opportunities on those pairs for the time being. Again, maybe CPI will change that. And I might be focusing on the dollar pairs a little bit more come tomorrow. But as of right now, I think it's just a little bit too choppy, too unclear for me to have a solid bias and have a solid trading setup to trade. Thank you so much, is that Farid, for subscribing. Appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, please be sure to subscribe, drop a like. It really does help out the channel, and of course it keeps you in the loop of things. But yeah, with DXY I have that natural bearish bias because of where we're coming from, and that's about it. There's nothing too much to say. Euro USD, again, Euro USD, my plan was this week, if we have a strong break of the high, retest of that, could be some buys there. Not really seeing a strong break yet. Maybe a CPI will give it to us. Pound USD, I do have a natural bullish bias because of the ascending channel the market's moving in. If we go to the daily chart, you can see we have those higher highs, higher lows. If I clone that, bring that to the upside, you know, we're pretty much moving steadily in that channel there. So pound USD, there is that natural move back to the high if we're going to continue in this ascending channel. So that's kind of where my bullish bias comes from for pound USD, but nothing more, nothing less, nothing of high quality, which I would be looking to jump into the market and take some trades. So yeah, not really too interested with the dollar pairs. Most of my kind of interest has been with Euro Aussie, pound NZD, Euro NZD, pound Aussie potentially, yen pairs if I can get some nice break and retest. Yeah, that's kind of where my focus at for now. But yeah, pound USD, I said coming to the week, if we do see a strong break of the resistance, something like this, then we could be seeing a retest and continuations, and this might not be such a bad buy. Not too sure if I'll take the opportunity. I can see better opportunities in the market, but I would be slightly bullish there for pound USD. No, I do not trade indices. Harmless. I can go through some indices if you want me to take a look at them. I do look at them regularly on the stream, but I don't trade them specifically myself. I can take a look at some indices if you do want me to take a look. Okay, for now you wait for CPI to pick direction for tomorrow and Friday. Yeah, I think that's the best way to it. Because either which way, CPI is going to move the market. I would expect a fairly big degree, so I wouldn't want to try and force anything now unless you're just going to do a quick day trade or a quick scalp and be out the market before CPI comes out. Then yeah, I can see the logic in that, but then again, we might not even see too much movement between now and CPI as well, so it might not even be worth taking a day trade. Once we do have CPI come out, the market's going to move a lot. Structure might have broken. Things might be a bit clearer. Then we have FOMC minutes in the evening as well. So yeah, that could set up for the rest of the week. What's up, Absil? Hope I'm saying that correctly. Or Alquisola. That's what happens more. You close your trade, then price starts to drop the second you close it. That's the market telling you, I know what you're doing. As soon as the market sees that you close your position, it's like, yeah, let's quickly drop. But yeah, I mean, you're definitely not the first person to experience that, I must say. You're definitely not the first person to experience that. Close the trade and then the market just drops. Was that your gold long position? So yeah, for myself, the best opportunities for me is Euro Aussie shorts. I do like pound Aussie as well. It didn't retest this level, but if it does, I'm still keen for opportunities. We're still forming these lower lows and lower highs. 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for another one there. So it's something like this, retest and then sell. That would be an opportunity I like. Similar with Euro Aussie. Consecutive lower highs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see another one. And another sell there. And again, these are very similar trades, so I'll just see whichever one gives me the best setup. Risk to reward looks better, and that'll be the setup I take. Yeah, I'll go through some yen pairs now. I'll take a look at Euro Yen, CHF JPY. I'll go through a bunch of yen pairs. You cook the pizza, dance with fools, nice. Yes, from the Philippines, nice. Philippines. That is definitely on the bucket list for myself. What's up, Tony Gold? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. But yeah, for the yen pairs, I'll start with Euro Yen. So yeah, with the yen pairs, I'm still expecting price to make its way back to their swing high. Back to their swing high and potentially beyond that as well. So the way I'm looking at the yen pairs is still very much from a bullish standpoint. I do think there's more upside for them. Dollar yen's the only one I'm kind of like a little bit on. But in terms of Euro yen, Swiss yen, CAD yen, New Zealand yen, Aussie yen, pound yen, I would still be bullish on them because the market structure says so. We're still very consistent with these higher highs and higher lows. So as long as we remain in these conditions, I always will be looking to buy the market. And pound yen, I was looking for buys yesterday, but the break and retest happened a little too quickly for my liking. I was talking about break and retest of this area here, which did kind of happen, as we can see, break retest. But it happened a little bit too quick for my liking, and the entry signal kind of happened outside of my trading hours anyway. This happened at 7 p.m. UK time, which closed at 8, and I stopped trading at 5. And yeah, we're looking fairly bullish right now. So if it does come back again, that would interest me for some longs there, because I think there's a very high chance that pound yen does make it back to the high here at 193.500. But yeah, it does need to come back and retest that level again if I'm going to get an entry. But yeah, for Euro Yen, this one was a pair I was talking about the break and retest as well, but it didn't map out how I wanted it to. Again, it happened pretty quickly. We had a pretty big bearish candle there selling off. I think if we can break to the upside again, find the next pullback, that could be a really nice opportunity there. Excuse me, my voice is a bit croaky, as always. But I think that could be a really nice opportunity there. 164, 900, 950, and then some long opportunities there if we can take out the high and then get the pullback. But essentially, we're looking for buys, or I'm looking for buys, I should say. I know we're approaching highs, but if you look at the conditions of the market, especially the higher time frames, that's all we've been doing for Euro Yen. I do expect a big reversal at some point, probably this year, but don't want to force anything and trade what's not there. Because for all we know, price could shoot another 500 pips to the upside and give you some really nice buying opportunities. But if you're so fixated on selling, you're going to miss out on those 500 pips. And eventually, when the market does sell off, there will be opportunities to sell. But at the moment, it's a very, very bullish market, so I would focus on the buys. And for CHF JPY, similar as well. This one kind of consolidating in this area here. If we can see a strong breakout of that area, I do think the sells look very, very good. I mean, the buys, sorry, look very, very good. Something like this. Looks like a nice opportunity because it does look like the market's trying to print in a new high low. 1, 2, 3, 4. Potentially number 5 there as well. So we could be seeing another higher low print, and if that is a higher low, what do we expect next? Price to come back to the price swing high, which would be at 171,500 pretty much. So yeah, in my book, I'll be looking for buys across the board for the yen pairs, apart from dollar yen, because dollar yen still struggling at this swing point here. It's a major level of resistance, so I would be a little bit more careful buying dollar yen because of the level we're trading into. But in terms of the other yen pairs, yeah, I think the buys are the best bet. Of course, Bank of Japan can intervene at any moment in time, which does make things a little bit awkward, certainly for the buys. But at the end of the day, you've got to focus on managing your risk. You can always reduce your risk if you're not comfortable with the possibility of Bank of Japan intervening. If you normally risk 1% per trade, maybe risk 0.5% or 0.25%. That way, even if you do get slipped, it's not going to be anything too major that you can't come back from. So if that's the case, you can always reduce your risk on the yen pairs if you're a bit apprehensive from buying at these prices. But in terms of the structure of the setup, everything looks pretty bullish to me, and I'm expecting price to hit their highs pretty soon. But yeah, I do like CHF JPY as well, because this one's got a long way to go back to the high if it is going to head there. And a strong break and retest of the consolidation. I do like. It's kind of like dollar CHF but flipped. Dollar CHF is consolidating. I'm looking for a break and retest there to short. CHF JPY is consolidating. I'm looking for a break and retest there to long. So it's kind of the exact same opportunity, really. Consolidation, break and retest, and then looking for the continuation. And of course, it makes sense because if I'm looking to short dollar Swiss, naturally, you want to be looking to buy CHF JPY as well. So again, with both of these opportunities, I'll see which one gives me the better setup, better entry signal, and that will be the one I take. But for me, they look equally as good. This one's a higher low, looking for a push back to the high. This one is a lower high, looking for a push back to the low. So we shall see how it develops. Great, and to going to get up support and waking up with some money in the pocket. I mean, that's always the best way. Not best way, but good feeling when you wake up and you wake up to profit. It's always a nice morning that morning. Not so much when you've been stopped out though. Not the best feeling to start the day. But as a trader, certainly as a swing trader, you can experience both. So yeah, I mean, with the dollar pairs, I think for me, I'm just going to wait for CPI. I do have a slight bearish bias, but yeah, in terms of looking at, I mean, apart from dollar CHF looks good to me, but gold, I wouldn't sell. I know it's looking to struggle right now, but again, that's not enough for me to sell it. Same thing with silver. Has silver hit my target yet? Doesn't look like it. My target is 29.16, which is basically the high over there. Have we? No, we haven't. So I still do have some room to the upside for silver to go and hit. I mean, I think we can go a lot further than that, but that's kind of my next major target for silver. So I can still see some more upside for silver, at least getting back to this major resistance there. So for me, I'm still very much looking for buying opportunities. I may even consider some buys in the retest of this level here, depending how the entry candle sets up. I may even look to buy on the retest of this level here, 27.3. If maybe CPI can push us down to this level, that'd be fantastic. If I can get some rejection, maybe a nice wick, then I would enter on that. And then yeah, I'll look for some buys to go fulfill that high time frame bias into that area at 29.15. So I'm still definitely keeping an eye on silver. I do have some areas down here as well, which I would like. All I'm kind of hoping for is that the news pushes silver down. If silver can come down, fantastic. And I think there's a good chance it will as well, because we've broken through this high, but we've done it very, very correctively, which is not really sustainable price action. It does show fatigue. It shows the market is tired and likely to have a pullback. And looking at gold as well, which is its partner in crime, That one looks like it's tiring as well. So gold and silver both look tired. They both look like they've got some room to the downside for some pullbacks. Then yeah, I'll be looking to buy it back up again. So a couple areas of interest for me on silver. And hopefully I can get some buys. But of course, if the news comes out bullish for silver and silver just flies, then yep, that's me not getting me not getting into a trade for gold and silver. But if it can come down, fantastic. We'll be keeping a close eye at 27.3 and 25.8. Of course, this level has a better risk reward, but we might not see a pullback to that extent. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'll keep a very close eye on silver. I do like it. In terms of the FX pairs though, Euro Aussie shorts look good. I'll keep an eye on pound entity because I'm still liking the longs, but nothing quite there yet. I'm looking to short Euro entity. This one to me looks like a really nice setup. If you get the retest there, some sells. And pound Aussie as well. Going to the support level, see if it breaks it. Close on time, baby. Yes, ends the USD low. I will take a look at. To be fair, it just shows you how important market conditions are. Because generally speaking, market conditions in FX pairs, 70% of the time are going to be back and forth and a bit choppy. And then 30% of that time is actually going to be really nice trending market conditions. And if you have a trend following strategy, a strategy that follows momentum, which I feel like is probably, no, I was going to say more popular, but I don't think it is anymore. But yeah, if you have a trend following strategy, then you have to be able to recognize when conditions are in your favor and when they're not in your favor, because understanding conditions will be the difference between profitability sometimes and not being profitable. Because you can understand the trend following strategy in great detail and still be unprofitable if you're going to trade it in choppy conditions. And FX markets, unfortunately, are quite choppy. So you have to be patient for when the market is starting to trend, when structure becomes clear, and then deploy the strategy. And if you look at gold's been flying, so trend following strategy will work very well in these conditions because we've got a very clear cut trend there. Yes, the pullbacks have been quite miniature, so it would be best if you're on the lower time frames looking at those trend following strategies. Hence why I'm kind of getting ready for a bigger pullback to then buy. But yeah, if you're going to trade, like for example, euro pound with a trend following strategy right now, yeah, you be bleeding your account unnecessarily. But yeah, I'll go through USD. I'll take a look at gold. Okay, I'll take a look at gold on 15, no problemo. Good morning, Andreas. Welcome to the stream. I will take a look at Aussie New Zealand dollar, game scenario, pound Aussie, no problemo. Matthew, what do you think of copper? I don't think I've looked at copper before. Darren, do you thought? Yeah, we'll take a look at those pairs. Let me just go through gold and the USD first. But yeah, I don't think I've looked at copper before. Be my debut. But yeah, for gold, as I said, I'm expecting some retracement. I think generally speaking for gold, I'll just wait for the news this afternoon. I wouldn't do anything right now. I wouldn't look to buy it or sell it. Wait for the news, see what happens, and then we can start plotting some trade ideas. But in general for gold, from a technical standpoint, I'm only looking to buy it. Only looking to buy it. And I'm looking for some type of a bigger pullback because the market has been very bullish. If I whip out the Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high, 50% is very far down. And I'm not even thinking we'll have that much of a pullback. So yeah, I need to see a bigger retracement for gold, which I think could happen. I think coming to such areas like so could be a nice area to consider for some longs, even this area here as well. even better if we can get here, but I don't think we'll see such a big retracement. But these are kind of the areas where I would consider looking to start longing and buying gold again. But yeah, judging on the recent price action for H hourly, it does look fairly corrective. So I think there is room to the downside for retracement. But I do think we'll find our feet at some point. And these are kind of the levels which I'll consider looking to buy gold. But yeah, I think there's a lot more upside. And on the 15-minute chart, yeah, 15 is difficult because yes, we're bullish, but price action is becoming quite messy now. We're failing to create higher highs, which is not a great sign. So I wouldn't really look to trade this chart on the 15-minute. I mean, if we can see some life come back into gold, see a strong move up, then this might be a nice opportunity, or a slightly bigger pullback to this area. These levels here could be some nice places to long gold in the 15. Kind of just anticipate more of the same with the high lows. Oh, missed it there. There we go. Something like that, expecting the dip in price and a continuation. So I can see the logic there for buys on the 15, but we're starting to become quite choppy now. So I would be a bit skeptical, and definitely with the CPI coming out later, it might be best just to wait for that, because of course that could tank price as well. That could completely tank price to the downside. So, and that would change up everything on the 15. But from a top-down perspective, still looking to buy gold. Okay, so I'll take a look at NZD/USD, then I'll go over pound, Aussie, New Zealand dollar as well. So yeah, NZD/USD, as I said, for the dollar pairs, I'm not looking at too much at them in too much detail, because I don't really have anything set in stone. I mean, I did take some sells last week on NZD/USD, but now that we've broken back above that area, you know, the sells are not looking too good to me anymore. We're now trading above that level and actually kind of using it as support. We had the news this morning for NZD, which came out bullish. I haven't actually seen the numbers. Let me actually see the numbers. But yeah, it did come out bullish for NZD/USD, and of course broken above that level, and it looks like we're holding a support. So sales are not looking good anymore, but okay, it came out 5.5 as expected. So oh yeah, that we have Bank of Canada interest rate as well. Almost forgot about that. But yeah, so NZD/USD had the interest rate stay the same. Prices has reacted bullish. Hasn't been anything too crazy because it stayed the same, come out as expected. So we're not going to see the market, you know, soar or do anything too crazy based on that. I think we're all kind of just waiting for CPI right now. But yeah, now that we're breaking back above the range, I would naturally have more of a bullish bias for NZD/USD as well. And something like that is what I would eye up. Again, not really a type of trade that I would take or that fits my kind of trading style, but just from naturally just observing price action, I would favor more upside. The breaking we tested that high there looks like a nice place for a long, and see if we can take that higher. And if we're going to see that move in the DXY, then you would expect NZD/USD to push up. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with NZD/USD, but again, I'm not quite convinced with the dollar pairs at the moment in time, apart from dollar Swiss. Aussie New Zealand dollar, haven't looked to trade this one in a while. Trading at a very, very big level of resistance here. Looks like price is just about respecting it. We do have this big level just above us, so if we do break above this current level, that's where I expect price to move to next. But yeah, we are rejecting this area, so it's a pretty strong level. You can see multiple rejections at this area. So the fact that we have Aussie New Zealand dollar in these choppy conditions means you kind of just want to be looking to sell high and buy low, essentially, because there is no trend at play really. You know, since December 2022, the market has just been overall sideways. So you're purely looking to buy low, sell high, plot your key levels and look to trade from them. No really looking to trend follow anything. There are minor trends, but there are better markets out there than Aussie New Zealand dollar. So yeah, now we're coming into a big level. I would say if you can look for some sells, retest the consolidation, that could be a nice sell in the lower time frames, 15-minute hourly chart. But essentially, if you're looking to hold this area, I do think there's a big move to the downside. And if you do break slightly higher, then I would look for sells at this level here, 1.106. Sells from one of those two levels. At the moment, it does look like we're rejecting that level very well. I like the break of the consolidation. We've broken out of this ascending format here, so I would expect some lower highs now. I probably would have dropped to hourly chart for entries. But yeah, not a market I like trading, because it doesn't trend. That's the only reason. Okay, so pound Aussie I'll take. What's the prefix for copper again? Is it like CU? I don't know. I forget. Okay, so pound Aussie I am looking to sell. 1.925 is the area where I'm expecting some downside from. And based on the market structure, it does look like we are forming a major lower high in the higher time frames. If you look at the weekly chart here, we're getting considerable rejection of these wicks here. You can see we failed to get a candle closure. That's an awful line. Let me do that again. We failed to get a candle closure above these prices for multiple weeks. So we're seeing a lot of rejection from the higher time frames and a strong bearish candle last week as well. So now that we've seen all that rejection and kind of all this bullish momentum has kind of dissipated, I do think the bears will step in and we'll see continuations lower, and the market is just forming a lower high compared to the high over here. So I do think there's a lot more downside to be had for pound Aussie, and targets, I'll be looking at this area here as like an intermediate target, but I would be expecting price to make its way back down to the swing low here, which would be at 1.87, and pound Aussie is definitely a pair on my watch list, so I am eager to sell it on some pullbacks, of course. On some pullback. So I'm looking at this level here, 1.92516. If we can get a retest of that level, that'd be fantastic. Then yeah, I'm expecting another lower high, continue with this bearish structure here. High, low, high, low, high, low. Looking for the next lower high for the next lower low. So that's the plan I've got for pound Aussie. Concise, simple, and with a good risk reward, because we could be attacking the lows there. Of course, I'll just be trading a stop loss behind, so I'll let the market take me out wherever it does take me out, but there is a lot of downside potential here. No problem, happy to help. Voice has been very croaky. Okay, so I'll take a look at okay, I'll go over to copper, and then we'll take a look at the E40 next. 2342 strong support on gold. Where is that? Two, three, 4-2, 2-3-4-2. Okay, this area here. Yeah, I would say it is. I'll just be a little bit scared because of CPI coming out later, and it's such a the level's so close to the current price. But yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of just seeing what CPI does, because of course it could even drive price higher. I don't know why, but I have a natural inclination that gold's going to come down after CPI, but there's no facts to support that. It could fly. What's up, Poppy? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Yeah, makes sense. Don't want to trade through the news. Yeah, there's no need to trade through the news, especially just before it when we've got major news coming out, which of course, if you're on the lower time frames with small stop losses, might not be the smartest thing to do in the world. But yeah, I do not blame you. I think it's gonna be interesting because a lot of pairs, well, not a lot of pairs, mainly the dollar pairs, are kind of a little bit choppy to me and not really clear. So I'm hoping CPI will kind of clarify things up for me in terms of solid bias and opportunities. So I'm definitely waiting for the CPI news later today, and FMC as well. But yeah, with copper, so like I said, I don't think I've looked at copper before. Was that it there? That's copper futures. Is this copper? I think so. Okay, I mean, it's moving like silver and gold, to be honest. Oh, that's a lot of data there. All the way back to 1998, not bad. So, oh, copper's looking very good, actually. Very, very good. We've got the prior high over there. Could be where we're moving towards. Coming back into this high right now. So, it's either we're going to storm straight through or we're going to retrace. Either which way, I'll be looking for buy opportunities. This level looks good. We never had the retest of it. So if we can see a reaction at that area, that'd be fantastic. High low back into that area, then some continuations. And maybe even a retest of that high going forward. And then some more longs there as well. So yeah, to me, copper looks like a really good buy. It's kind of following what gold and silver are doing, which makes sense. But yeah, in terms of the technicals, I would be just looking to buy this. I think we've still got a long way to go back to 4.92, back to the prior high. The market has been very consistent, printing in higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Being very, very consistent with that. So yeah, I'll be expecting more upside. Excuse me. And yeah, I'll be expecting similar for silver and gold, but silver is where my interest lies. So hopefully the CPI can push us down, and then I'll be looking for buys. Do you think Saka earned the penalty? I think he looked for it. It's a difficult one with Saka, to be fair, because I feel like if the referee did give the penalty, yeah, no one would say it wasn't a pen. But because the referee hasn't given the penalty, you kind of got like a 50-50 split. Some people saying he looked for it, some people saying it was a pen. With me, I'm kind of on the line. I can see definitely did look for it, but I can still see it being a pen. To be fair, but I think it was peak. If I support Arsenal, then I would definitely say pen. 100%. Pound NZD's toying with me. Is it going to break above or is it going to hold as resistance? If it does break above, then we'll be looking to buy back again. But as of right now, it's too difficult to say. But yeah, I can definitely see there is a bit of a standoff here between price and the news coming out later. Not seeing too much movement. I mean, dollar pairs, Aussie dollar, pure consolidation, pound USD a little bit bullish, Euro USD, mostly consolidation apart from that big move yesterday. Dollar CAD, this is just very choppy as well. New Zealand dollar, slight uptrend, but I think that's mainly from the New Zealand news we had. Gold and silver, a little bit choppy now, and dollar Swift has been choppy for a while. So yeah, it does look like we're having a little bit of a Mexican standoff between price and the news, which means it's probably safer just to wait for the news to happen and then look for opportunities after. Because I could be saying one thing before the news could happen, and I could be saying something completely different after, because things have changed. And the Aussie dollar, this has just been a big consolidation on the daily chart as well, which is why I haven't really been looking to trade it. But there is that big possibility of a big inverse head and shoulder with Aussie dollar on the higher time frames. Left head, right shoulder. If we are printing in a right shoulder over here, this is our resistance, which the market, support, which the market is holding, then there is definitely a lot of room to the upside for Aussie dollar. If we do see a significant break of that resistance, you would naturally expect price to come back into the neckline, which would be 0.68309. You would expect us to do something like this. And then maybe this. So I do like what I'm seeing there for Aussie dollar, if it does have a significant break to the upside. So drop to the daily chart, break above this area here, then yeah, I'll be looking at buys all the way back to this level on the retest. And if we see something like that after CPI, now we've got a really good opportunity, which I do like. In here, it's difficult to see what price is going to do next. Will we reject resistance? Will we break through? I have no idea. It's kind of 50-50 to me. But if price is going to see a strong break of the resistance, let's say today's candle closes strongly above here, fantastic. Now we've got a really nice opportunity on our hands, because if this is going to be a breakout, as long as it's not a fake out, of course, because we could come straight back below tomorrow, which of course will invalidate the opportunity. But if it is not a fake out and price is generally having a breakout, then we're looking at pullbacks, break and retest back to the resistance here at 0.685, and then that will be a high quality opportunity, which I will definitely be looking to partake in. Which comes back to the idea of market conditions. Right now, market conditions are horrendous on Aussie dollar, but if you start seeing this, market conditions are back looking plump, ready to trade, and then yeah, that will be something I will keep a close eye on. And of course, if that does happen, then we're seeing a lot of dollar weakness, which would mean USDCHF is probably breaking out and trending as well. New Zealand dollar, this will probably be moving back to the high of the range. Not really interested in that one. Dollar CAD, maybe that one's starting to break outside the low of this channel, which would be interesting as well. And again, opportunities on the break and retest, take price lower. That would interest me as well. Euro USD, there's nothing really there that interests me. This to me is like a big range. Failed to take out the lows, failed to take out the highs, not looking too good. Pound USD, likewise. But yeah, Pound USD likewise as well. I was thinking a lot about buying copper stocks last year. Looks like I should have. Yeah. Always the shoulda, coulda, woulda. But to be fair, I feel like copper and silver still are relatively good buys. Of course, best time to buy them was like 50 years ago. Next best time is now, like the old quote says. Ends the USD. Yeah, so like I said with that one, it's kind of trading within a range and looks like we have had a significant break of that range, as in break back inside of the range. This to me looks like potentially a big fake out. And if we now hold this level, 0.60500, I'll be expecting ends the USD to make its way back to the high of the range. 0.618, 0.62 we can call it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting for ends the USD. This is similar to Aussie dollar because we could again be forming a inverse head and shoulder pattern. Neckline would be up here. So we could be forming that as well. Not as excited to trade NZD longs than I am with Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar looks a lot cleaner to me. Simply just a break and retest of that range and I'll buy it back to the high. NZD, it's a little bit more technical. A little bit more intricate than that. But again, they're very similar pairs, so there's no need for me to trade them both. I'll just focus on Aussie dollar since it's a much cleaner setup. If it does break to the upside as well, it might not. Everything is great in hindsight. Yeah, true. Very, very true. Yeah, I mean, hindsight is a very difficult thing in trading as well because you always have that sometimes that have that hindsight bias, especially when you back test price action, which you're already familiar with. You would have that hindsight bias because you kind of know what price is going to do overall, and that will kind of lead your thinking, your decisions. Aussie dollar buy and USD buy. Yes, I do agree. Again, there is no buy setup for me just yet, so I'm not looking to hop into those buys just yet. Yeah, this still does need to break the consolidation for me to consider the buy. And we need dollar to be very, very weak for that to happen. And we need to see DXY starting to melt for that to happen as well. So a lot of things need to come into place before I do start taking those trades. Which may or may not happen depending with the news, but that is where I'm leaning towards. And again, as being a trader, not a part of it, but a main part of trading is just waiting for those opportunities to present themselves. And when they do present themselves, then looking to take them and execute on those opportunities. So right now, it's kind of just the waiting stage. Will we break to the upside? Will we reject the resistance? We'll have to wait and see. I will be covering the kind of aftermath of the CPI news on stream with Trader Nick on his channel. So make sure you do go and check out that stream. I'll post the link in the description to it. But pretty sure they'll be covering some news today. So we'll see what happens from the CPI perspective. But at the moment, not in any position, so don't really have any skin in the game going into the CPI news. So I'm kind of just eager to see what happens just from a trading perspective. I'm not really caring if it's bullish or bearish because I know there'll be opportunities either which way. But I just want to see what happens, and then yeah, I can start plotting some ideas. And that's purely for the dollar pairs. Pairs like Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie, those opportunities are already set in stone for me. So I'm just waiting for these to pull back. Same with USD as well. And same thing with silver too. If silver can pull back, that would be nice. And I'll take some longs there. But only if you do see that pullback. If not, then I'll kind of wait and see how things develop. But for the rest, it looks very, very choppy. Yeah. Nick does have a long stream today. I think he's inviting like different guests on the stream to help crunch the time down. But yeah, I'll be on the stream at like 2 p.m. UK time. Yeah, for a good half an hour or something like that. So do tune in if you're free and available, and want to see what the aftermath of the CPI is looking like. Yes, okay, looking to go long, CAD Yen, Forex trader. We have discussed some of the yen pairs, and overall they still do look pretty bullish. Assume your target's back at the high, Forex trader, back at 120, not 120, sorry, 112, 500. But yeah, in my book, CAD Yen still looks pretty bullish. It's not my favorite yen pair to trade, to be completely frank, but I would still expect price to at least make its way back to the resistance. Whether it respects and comes back down or flies, that'll be up to CAD Yen. But I think there's a good chance we do make it back to the high there. We saw a very considerable move taking up the high, the pullback, still respecting the prior low. So yeah, buys look good. I'm not too sure about buying it right now though, because we're kind of struggling a little bit coming into this area. I think if we could take that out, that could be a nice buy in the retest. And of course, targets back to the high look good. And there's not really much to target above that because we haven't really been there for a while. Last time we had these prices was back in 2008. So it's been a while since we've been trading at these prices. But yeah, for me, CAD Yen still overly bullish, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. Coming into some local resistance now, so I would wait for that to break and then plot some buys. But I do agree very much with the direction. What's up, Lesogo? Welcome to the stream. What is up, Balatar? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a natural edge you'll get from fundamentals. You kind of understand why price is moving in a certain direction, and you can look for correlation between that. If oil prices are high and in demand, then of course countries that have their main export as oil will of course benefit from that. So you would typically see that correlation play out with CAD as well. I think Russia too. So you will see that correlation play out, and of course, as long as oil is going up, then we expect that currency to correlate as well. So there's of course that natural edge you will have from fundamentals, but then everything does come back to your technicals where you're actually looking to enter, exit, and target as well, because that's all to do with timing. And technicals allow you to time the market, as in you're not going to buy directly into supply or resistance, or buy where it doesn't really make much sense, but buy at appropriate areas, have stops at appropriate areas, have targets at appropriate areas. Your technicals will give you all of that. But I feel like it's a little bit. I mean, no, I was gonna say I feel like it's difficult to use fundamentals to a high degree on the lower time frames, because I feel like everything is a little bit more sporadic, a little bit more volatile. You're gonna get a bit more fluctuations in price, so it's a little bit more difficult to place trades based on fundamentals. Not that you can't do it, but I think it's a little bit more difficult. If you're swing trading, you can get away with things, a bigger stop loss, you can have a bit more wiggle room with price. So it's a little bit more easier just to let the fundamentals play out, because you've got the room to do it. But you can still do it with day trading. It means you might take 1 or 2 losses before you do catch that winner. But if you've got a good risk reward, it makes sense as well. Good morning, John. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Thoughts on the DXY? DXY is being quite hectic. I have a bearish bias for the DXY, but it's nothing that I'm looking to trade on corresponding dollar pairs, apart from silver, which I'm looking to long. The market conditions are very bullish, so longs look very, very clear to me there. And USDC CHF as well. I like the shorts here too. We're coming up to some interesting areas, but I do think we can see another lower high form and another move back down. Looks like CHF JPY is about to form a higher low and push up as well. So there's some nice correlation there. But in terms of the rest of the dollar pairs, Euro USD, that to me just looks like a consolidation. Aussie dollar consolidation, pound USD, pretty much consolidation there. Dollar CAD consolidation. So dollar pairs aren't in the best conditions, apart from maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, in terms of the DXY, we have come back into a big level of resistance. So because we are rejecting it pretty well, equally like we did over here, and last time we did reject it, we did see a pretty big move back down to 102,500. I think we could see something similar happen again for the DXY. So I do have a slightly bearish bias to things, but it's nothing too crazy, nothing where I'm actively looking for opportunities to trade it. I'm also kind of waiting for the CPI to come out, see what things, how dollar reacts to the CPI, because we could of course break through this level, and then that would change my bias a lot as well. So I'm kind of just waiting for the CPI to do its thing this afternoon, and then I can probably have a bit more of a confident bias, or maybe be a bit more confused. I don't know. But my main focus, apart from USDC, CHF, and silver, does lie outside the dollar pairs, because I just haven't been finding clear opportunities in the dollar pairs for a while. I mean, I did take some Euro USD shorts 2-3 weeks ago, but apart from that, it just has been a little bit back and forth, to be honest. Okay. Yes, we do have the CPI news at 1:30, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 1:30. And we do have Bank of Canada interest rate decision at 2:45 UK time. That's expected to stay the same, 5% consensus and 5% previous. Thank you, Matthew, for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the content on the channel, please be sure to subscribe as well. It really does help out the channel. And of course, make sure you drop a like because you're a good person. So like the stream. I'm joking. Well, I hope you are a good person. But anyway, like the stream if you're enjoying the content. But yeah, we do have Bank of Canada coming out at 245. Expect to stay the same. So again, if it does come out the same, I'm not expecting anything too crazy from Canada. If it does come out higher than expected, then yeah, we might see some big moves across the board for CAD. And then of course we do have FOMC minutes at 7, which I'm not expecting anything too crazy from the FOMC minutes. Kind of just talking about stuff really. It's not like we have the actual interest rate. Could still move the market, yes, but I don't think anything too crazy. I think the main one is CPI this afternoon. And then Thursday, PPI. Friday, some pound news. Dollar, nothing really crazy there. Yes, I did forget the E40, didn't I? I'll take a look at them and pound yen as well. Okay, so yeah, we've been very, very bullish. So this to me just looks like price is having a healthy retracement, because yeah, this has been an exceptional move from this low to this high here. This has been a very, very aggressive move. So yeah, retracement is expected, but I do think we'll find our feet sooner or later and just take out the highs again, because there's a lot of bullish momentum present. We're not really seeing heavy selling pressure here as well. Seeing the a few bearish candles here, but nothing crazy. So I do think we'll push back to highs at some point and continue the trend. So there isn't a clear obvious level which I'd buy from. I mean, this is not a bad area where price stalled for a little bit. So 18,029, that's not a bad area. I think the best setup would be is if we can actually break structure and then use that to our advantage for some longs and then trade it back to the high. That would be a nice opportunity there, because this to me just looks like a correction, market pulling back, and now it's going to push back up again. So yeah, bias would still be very, very bullish. It'd still be very bullish for DE40, but I would wait for structure to break in our favor, break to the upside, and then look to tap the longs. Or slightly more aggressive position would be waiting for the retest of this area here and then looking to long. Slightly more aggressive, but again could give you a much better risk reward, and we might not even see the breaking retest of that high as well. Price might just break and continue, but either which way the bias is bullish. It is 100% bullish. Not that it's 100% gonna push up, but in terms of my bias being bullish, it is. And yeah, pound yen bullish, same thing as well. Bullish. I was looking for the breaking retest. That high didn't quite sit up how I wanted it to, unfortunately. But yeah, if it can come back down and retest it, that would be nice. And then yeah, I'll be expecting price to find its feet again and continue higher. There is a major level of resistance just above us for pound yen, which is this high here. If I line it up, so this high was formed back in 2015 for pound yen. We had a massive sell-off, and now we're coming back into that same resistance again, which means we could see another sell-off. We could see price take the high first, then sell off. But we are coming back to some critical areas. So if I drop to the 4H, let me move this out of the way. I do think we can push a little bit higher and go and actually hit that level from 2015 and probably take it out as well. So I do think pound yen is likely to see more upside back to 193, 700, 800. And then we can see what pound yen does next. No problem, Anis. Thank you for coming on to stream and moderating for me. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, so for pound yen, I would be bullish. I mean, like I said, for all the yen pairs, it's pretty much the same thing. Euro yen, CHF JPY, CAD yen, New Zealand yen, Aussie yen, pound yen. So all the yen pairs for me still look very, very bullish, and I'll be expecting more upside there. Dollar yen's the only one which I'm kind of just on the fence. I mean, the way we're testing resistance, I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a sell-off. But yeah, I'm not really the type of person to sell that. I like flowing with the trend, following the market structure. If the trend is up, market structure is up, then I'm looking for buying opportunities. Dollar yen just looks way, way too aggressive. What about dollar yen? So yeah, like I said, for dollar yen, I'm not really seeing an opportunity to trade it, to be honest. I mean, it depends what type of setup you're looking at. You know, if you're looking for counter trend, reversal, mean reversion, then some sells up here look good because we're coming to some big areas of resistance. You can see previously massive rejection there, massive rejection, and again coming to an area where we could see that happen again. So naturally, it's in a really nice place to sell. However, on my style, the way I look to trade the markets is I'm looking for pullbacks in the direction of higher time frame trend. And the higher time frame trend for dollar yen is bullish, it's to the upside. So in these conditions, I'm primarily looking for buying opportunities. And because of the level we're trading up against, it's not really the smartest time to buy. So I'm kind of hoping dollar yen will see a big tank to the downside, and which will then give me an opportunity to buy it back up again and anticipate the next high low. I do like this opportunity here at 149, 500, and possibly see the next high low. One over there, second there, maybe third there. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for dollar yen. Of course, this move here is a long way away from happening. If I measure that in pips, you know, it says a 280, almost 300 pip drop to the downside. So it's going to be quite a big retracement. Maybe the Bank of Japan will intervene and we just see a big candle pushing down. But yeah, for dollar yen, I'm focused on the buys. Mr. R, I will take a look at Euro USD, no problem. What's my plan on gold? Okay, I'll discuss that shortly. Let me just go through Euro USD. So yeah, as I said with Euro USD, I don't really have too much to say on this pair because market conditions are horrendous. With Euro USD, we are at the moment rejecting pretty strong support here. I was expecting us to break through it a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't. We respected the level pretty well. So with Euro USD, I can see room to the upside, possibly back to the highs there. But again, there is no kind of clear structure at play. The higher time frames are very choppy, range bound, equal highs, equal lows. We don't really have too much edge in the higher time frame. So market conditions like this, I tend to stay away and go look at other pairs or wait for it to clear up and develop. So yeah, Euro USD, I do have a natural bullish bias. DXY, I'm quite bearish on, so I would expect more upside for Euro USD in respect to that. But would I look to trade Euro USD? No, I think there are other better opportunities out there, especially with CPI coming out in the afternoon. I think that would help clear up things with CPI in terms of my bias. If it doesn't, then of course I just wait until it does become clearer. But I have a natural bullish bias, but it's nothing of high quality which I'll look to trade. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with EURUSD. And my plans on gold is pretty straightforward as well. Buy. And again, not blindly, of course. I want to stress that, not blindly, but I've marked out some areas where if we do retrace to, I'll be interested in taking gold back up again. But the way I'm looking at gold is that we've been very, very bullish. The market is showing some signs that we're running out momentum, slowing down. Don't know what happened there. Slowing down, running out momentum. It does look like we can retrace and have a deeper pullback, because all the pullbacks on gold have been very miniature. 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and that's about it. And then we keep pushing. But it's been very, very corrective, and you can see we're losing steam now. We're losing energy. So I do think we can have a retracement. Maybe CPI this afternoon will give us that retracement. And then from these areas, I'll be looking to buy gold back up again, depending on how far we pull back. But I wouldn't sell it. It's not like we've hit a big level. It's not like we've hit a big level which I'll just look to sell. Some police outside. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Okay, so no, I'm not in any positions at the moment. Eric L. I'll run through my watch list in a minute though. What did I miss? Well, not too much to be fair. Just going through the watch list. We're looking at some indices as well. Indices are still looking pretty bullish to me. NZDC Chef, I will take a look at that one. I'll go through my watch list real quick, and then we'll go through some NZDC Chef. So in terms of my watch list, I have about 5 pairs on the watch list at the moment. Silver longs look very, very good to me. A retest of 27.3 or a retest of 25.7. That is a setup I'm looking at. I do have targets at 29.1 for silver, which is this resistance here. If I go to the weekly time frame, you see it a little bit clearer. But essentially, I'm expecting silver to get back to highs here and potentially break through them as well. But I mean, I'll be trading stop loss anyway, so if it does break through them, great. But I'm expecting silver to get there. So I think there is still a lot more room to the upside for silver, hence why I'm still looking to buy. We've been very, very bullish over the past week or two. Now you can see there's clear sign that we're running out of steam because price is moving very, very correctively. See on the hourly time frame a little bit better. So there is a good possibility of a retracement. Hopefully maybe CPI again will give us that. And then I'll be looking at retest at one of these 2 levels to buy it back up and seeing how far I can take it. So silver is on the watch list. USDC Chef sells on the watch list as well. As I said, coming to some really nice areas in the higher time frame. Lower high, looking for the next lower high. And at the moment we're consolidating. So if you can break that consolidation, that would be fantastic. Then I'll look for the retest of this support, turn resistance to sell around the 0.89 level. So silver longs, dollar CHF shorts. Then I'm looking at Euro Aussie shorts as well on the retest of this structure here. We've broken out a pretty big level of support. Now looking at to act as resistance and keep up with these consecutive lower highs. On the daily chart, it does look like we are printing another lower high here. 1, 2, 3. If that's the case, I'm looking to then sell it on the retest, back to the lows there. Pound Aussie, very similar opportunity as well. It looks like we're forming another lower high in comparison to the high over there. We've been forming some nice bearish structure. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm looking for the retest of the low to then short to the downside as well. Similar opportunities, but I'll see whichever one gives me the better entry. And Euro NZD as well. Euro NZD similar to Euro Aussie is Euro Aussie. We're forming lower highs here. 1, 2, possibly a third. We saw price break the consolidation quite aggressively. We tested it and then saw a really nice move to the downside. So now I'm looking at a lower high over here retest that structure, and again, continuation lower. So you can see I'm pretty much just looking to trade those higher time frame kind of bias, finding where the best areas are on the higher time frames, then waiting for my structure to shift in the 4H to then buy it. And yeah, see how far price can go in my direction, because I will be trading stop losses. I will be using a trading stop loss. So I could be traded out for 1R, I could be traded out for 8R. It's up to the market there, but those are the pairs I'm looking at and are at the top of my watch list. And there are other pairs that look okay, like I do like CHF-JPY2, if you can break and retest. Pound yen maybe could provide a nice opportunity. New Zealand yen maybe, if you can pull back and retest some structure, that could be a nice opportunity there as well. So there are a few others, but they're kind of like a lower level. You got the high quality, then you got the decent quality, then you got the average. I try to make sure 90% of my trades come from the high quality, 10% come from the decent opportunities, and then 0 from the average. Yep, I will take a look at NZD-CHF, and I just went through Euro Aussie and Euro NZD. Yeah, I agree, Poppy. USD-CHF does look very interesting. Shorts look good. Same thing with CHF-JPY as well. Very similar opportunities. Pullback, consolidation, looking at a higher low developing, breaking retest, continuations. Dollar CHF, pullback, lower high, looking for the break of the consolidation, retest, and then some shorts. So yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye. Hopefully we can break out of the consolidation this afternoon, but we shall see. Anyway, let me take a look at NZD-CHF. So NZD-CHF, we've taken out these prior lows here. It could be time for a major pullback. You can see when we do take out these major lows, even there as well. When we do take out the major lows here, market pulls back. Take out the major lows, market pulls back. Take out the major lows, market pulls back. Take out the major lows, market pulls back. So we could be seeing that happen again. It is a pattern that does repeat itself. Reason being because it's so corrective. So every time it does take out the low, it just shoots back up again. It's not really a strong trend, but definitely a trend there. So there is definitely room for us to push back up again. And at the moment in time, we're coming to major resistance. So now is not the best time to be looking to buy New Zealand CHF because we're coming back into major resistance. So if you are looking to get involved with this one, I would either wait for a bigger pullback closer to areas down here, where at least we're not buying directly into the resistance, or wait for price to completely break through and then buy above it, which would be a bit more safer. But either which way, I think upside is looking good. I think upside is looking good for NZD-CHF. It's just that we're coming into major resistance now, so it does make things a little bit awkward. But we are starting to create some bullish structure, as we can see. And this here would be a break of the lower high, because yeah, that gave us the double bottom there, break of that structure. That'll tell me that, okay, we're going to see a lot more upside potentially. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with New Zealand CHF. Let me know what you're looking at. NAS 100, I will take a look. David, no problemo. Yeah, I mean, with CHF, it's been strong for like forever, to be honest. Very stable currency. So with NAS, yeah, I mean, everything's still pretty bullish with NAS. Everything is still very bullish. It's just we've kind of got a similar situation to gold in terms of we've been very bullish. We're seeing some signs of fatigue. Are we going to get that bigger pullback? The answer to that question is yes, because we eventually will. It's just when will we? Yeah, that's where the timing bit comes into play. And for me, I would wait for price to break major structure. If you can start breaking through some of these lows, that'll tell me that okay, most likely you're going to see some downside because the market has been trying to go bullish multiple times. Each time it still failed. If it does go bullish and breaks the high, then it does leave behind a really nice level to retest in long, which would be a retest of this level here. If it does decide to break structure and start taking out some of these lows, then of course it leaves behind a really nice level to go short as well. But either which way, I wouldn't look to trade within this zone here. Way too speculative. It's not clear at all. It's not concise. Yes, there is an overall uptrend, but we haven't really created any new highs since we've been in this area, since we've been in this territory. So there's a definite sign that we've got an equilibrium between the sellers and the buyers, so no one's really winning. So if you look to step into a market like this, you're kind of just trading 50-50 really. At least wait to buy at support or sell at resistance. Trading in this area here is just, it's difficult to find clear-cut trades. If you can start breaking through, then again, we have a bit more edge in our direction at that point as well. But yeah, not dollar CHF. NAS 100, I'll still be bullish on the market because we're still respecting support, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. But if you're looking to buy the market, I would wait for us to break the high, see a higher high, and then look for a pullback, and then find some trades like such. Or if we can break structure to the downside, fantastic. Look for the retest of this level, and again, sells to the downside. You got some nice lows there to target too. So yeah, NAS 100, I can see opportunities both ways. But I wouldn't trade it until I see a confident breakout. Bearish rejection, are you talking about NZD-CHF there? So you're looking to sell from the high? Again, that makes sense too, but I'd rather be looking for buys due to the high time frames. Again, not specifically at that level. It's a big level, so I wouldn't want to buy it now. If it does come back, yes. Or if it does break above, yes. But looking for sells makes sense as well. It's coming from a pretty big level of resistance, so there's a good chance we could reject it and price can see some downside. Do I plan on something today? What do you mean? Do you mean in trading or outside trading? Yeah, we haven't moved an inch since I started streaming. Started streaming in the close of this candle, and now we're over here. So yeah, the market has not moved at all. So yeah, I mean, I've got I've got the pairs I'm looking at locked in. NZD CAD, Aussie CHF I'll take a look at. NZD CAD I'll take a look at as well. Bias GU, USD. USD news one way in the 15. Okay, we'll take a look at on the 15. Yes, so trading in terms of the pairs I'm looking at, silver, I'm looking to buy. Again, these setups might occur today or might not occur today. Again, I don't really have a time limit, but I'm looking for buys there on silver. I'm looking for shorts on dollar Swiss if we can break and retest. I'm looking for shorts on Euro Aussie if we can retest that level there. I'm looking for shorts in pound Aussie if you can retest that level there. And I'm looking for shorts for USD if you can retest that level there. So those are the main pairs I'm looking at. Aussie CHF. Yeah, with Aussie CHF, we've seen a confident break of the high. Confident break. So now that this consolidation has been kind of put to bed, really, I'm looking at pullbacks and continuations for Aussie CHF. I'm looking at pullbacks, continuations. Now, for me, this is still very much a bearish market. So I do think eventually a lower high will form and will probably come back down. But in the meantime, I think there's some nice buying opportunities because we've had a big triple bottom here. This is the daily chart. Big triple bottom there. Broke through the resistance, the neckline of the pattern, if you will. So now I'm expecting price to retest that structure and continue. Ooh. So yeah, I'll be bullish on both Aussie CHF and New Zealand CHF as well. I'll be bullish on both of them. I know New Zealand CHF is coming to resistance, but if it can pull away, some nice buys. If it can break above, nice buys above it. NZD CAD I'll take a look as well, and I'll go for my bias on pound USD. Got a cool show. Appreciate it. Someone complimented my shirt yesterday as well. I mean, that's back-to-back days of compliments to my shirts that I'm wearing. Let's see if I can make it a hat trick tomorrow. Got to try and find a funky shirt to wear them. Okay, but NZD CAD. So yeah, NZD CAD. I was favoring some downside at the start of the week, but price has been very bearish. I mean, very bullish. Sorry, breaking through this area like it was nothing. So I do still favor some downside. Excuse me, on the retest of this level here, but I'm not too sure how far we'll push. I mean, I do like it because we are forming these lower highs. 1, 2, and potentially a third one. So I do like what I'm seeing there. I mean, even if you can get a trade from this level back to this level, risk reward is probably still looking very good there. So yeah, for NZD CAD, I do expect some more downside. 0.826 looks really good. I do think we can make it back to 0.81800. So I'll keep an eye on some sells at this area here. Wait for some price action, shift the momentum, and then some sells back to the low. Of course, we could make it back down here, but it's been such an aggressive retracement. This to me looks like a V-shaped pattern, and typically V-shaped patterns normally resemble a reversal. So because of that, I wouldn't expect anything too crazy to the downside, which is why I would take profits fairly simple back at this low here. But we are forming these lower highs, so there is a good chance we could sell off as well. So it just depends how price reacts to that level. If we can get a nice sell opportunity. But yeah, NZD CAD does look interesting, Andreas. If you're looking for sells, I would agree. If you're looking for sells, I would agree. How much is your trading experience? I assume you how long I've been trading for. So yeah, in the summer, it would be come up to 7 years now. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, the M-pairs are still looking very, very bullish. So yeah, I think for me, I've got the pairs I'm looking to trade set in stone. So I'm just gonna keep a close eye on those pairs. See what happens with the CPI news today. See what happens with the FMC in the evening. See what happens with Bank of Canada as well. Although I'm not really looking at a CAD pair, am I? No, I'm not looking at CAD pairs, so shouldn't bother me too much. But it might mean it might create a nice setup on a CAD pair, potentially later this week or next week. So I'll see what happens from that perspective. But I will be live again later today with Trader Nick. So I will drop the link in my Telegram. So make sure you're in the Telegram, which is linked in the description. Don't have a max profit, Ayush. Don't know what you mean by max profit. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to be a brave person more to buy gold before the CPI, because CPI now is going to be in an hour and 40 minutes. So if you're going to buy gold and then be out before then fair enough. But even with that, gold might not even move too much, because again, I feel like gold's going to be moving a little bit sideways right now, up and down until the news comes out. So I don't think we'll see anything crazy. But yeah, that support is holding. I think it's a little bit risky, a little bit, just before the news comes out. And of course, the news could come out and then suddenly prices absolutely fly into the upside, and now you kind of miss the opportunity. So that's definitely a possibility as well. But again, you're weighing up the pros and cons. Is it worth getting in before the news and potentially getting slipped if it goes against me, or even it going in your direction but still stopping you out? Is that risk worth taking the buy, and potentially the news just pushing in my direction and I'm getting some healthy profit? If you're okay with that risk, then fair enough. I mean, I don't really have anything wrong with trading the news. The only thing I would say is just you have to be aware of the risk. If you're trading the lower time frames with small stop losses, you have to be okay with potentially getting slipped. If you're risking 1%, you may get slipped 2%, maybe even 3%. So you have to be okay with that possibility. If you're okay with that possibility, it could even be more than 3%, by the way. But if you're okay with that possibility, then go for it. But if you're not okay with that, then wait for the news to happen and then look for the opportunities after. But of course, you may have missed the trade by then. So there's pros and cons to both situations. I wish I had 7 years experience. Well, in 7 years' time, you will have 7 years experience at least. I don't know, maybe you already got 2 years, so maybe 5 years' time. But it flies by, to be honest. It does fly by. But in 7 years, I think the most important lesson I've learned is slow and steady wins the race, and consistency is key. That's the biggest lessons I've learned in that 7 years. Because I could be a lot further ahead in my trading journey if I've just been more consistent and focused on just being slow and sure and precise about my situations, rather than trying to go for more profit too quickly, because time's going to pass regardless. you know, the year's going to be up regardless, whether you're trying to aggressively make profit or slowly make profit. It's better to slowly and keep your progress steady. That way you can sustain it and then slowly improve. Because if you're trying to go fast, yeah, it's only a matter of time before it goes down the drain. And then you did all that for nothing, really. Okay. Appreciate that more. Appreciate that. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like. It really does help out the stream and the channel. But yeah, for GU on the 15-minute chart, 99 years, very long time. Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, GU on the 15-minute chart. Again, I feel like the trade's already been gone. I feel like this move here was the trade. It started, early this morning, 7 a.m. UK time. GU is already pushed up. So I feel like the trade is already gone for pound USD. Now they're approaching highs. Now's not the time to be looking to jump into some trades. Maybe if we do push down, retest the consolidation, that could be a nice buy there. That could be a nice buy, depending how we set up. So maybe if the news does push it to the downside, we see some nice rejection. So maybe kind of later New York, that could be a nice buy. Or maybe even tomorrow London, if New York pushes us down, then we see price kind of move sideways for Asia, and then it might set up during London, kind of like what we did here. Big push down. This happened during New York, move sideways through Asia, and then London we push up. So we could see that pattern happen again. New York down, Asia sideways, London back up. But my bias would be bullish because the 50-minute time frame has been creating these higher highs and higher lows. We broke structure over there, formed a higher low, higher high, new higher high. Now it looks like the market is forming a new higher low, so it would still definitely be bullish. And this is not a bad place for a buy. I mean, no, I don't know if the news is going to push price down. I was just saying this is a nice setup on the 15-minute chart. Again, all of this is hypothetical. The news could take us up and price could just absolutely fly. I'm not saying what's going to happen. I'm saying this would be a nice setup if it did happen. The big difference. Price may respect this or it may break through, but from what I'm seeing on the lower time frames is that we have a nice uptrend at play. Market's still showing consistent high highs and high lows. We're still seeing good momentum. And we've left behind a really nice area of consolidation, which we could come back and retest and use that to form another higher low. So that looks like a good opportunity to buy from and anticipate another push up. But it does depend on the retracement. It does depend how we react there, if it actually does develop into a good trade. But if price will hold the resistance or not, you know, that's 50-50. That's up to the news. So no, I don't think the news will push us down. I'm just saying that could be a nice setup there. So yeah, I will be keeping a close eye on the pairs that I've mentioned. If I do get any trades, it will be after the news, and I will post it in the old Telegram, which is linked in the description. But I think I like silver the best because number one, conditions are really good. There's a lot of momentum in the market. Still room to the upside, and I think silver is just lagging behind gold a little bit. I think silver is going to be on a mad one very soon. So yeah, I'm eager to get into some pullbacks, and with a trading stop loss, you could really take advantage of a big move if it's going to happen. So I'm looking forward for silver buys. Let's hopefully retrace. Dollar CHF, I'm looking for some breakouts to the downside. I think in general, I do like some possibilities if we can see some dollar weakness, because if this can break out the consolidation, then I'll be eager for some retest along. Same with dollar CAD, if that can break out the channel, I'll be eager for some retested short. So I can see a lot of potential setups across the board, especially with the dollar pairs. A lot of hypothetical opportunities. If this and this happens, then we got a nice trade, a nice high quality trade, which I'll be eager to trade. So I can see quite a few of them. In terms of the actual setups, silver, dollar Swiss, then USD shorts, Euro Aussie shorts, Pound Aussie shorts, those are actually set up. Now I'm just waiting for pullbacks and entries. But there's a lot of other pairs which are kind of need some work, and I feel like the news could be the catalyst for that. But like I said, I will be covering the aftermath of the news on TradingX channel, so make sure you're there to check it out. I'll post the link in the Telegram. But guys, we have come to the end of the stream. I will be live again tomorrow as well on my channel, as always, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UK time. So I hope you're all there. Be there, be square. But guys, I really do appreciate each and every one of you coming into the stream, leaving a like. That really does help out the channel, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, if you are enjoying the content, and make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, stay safe. Don't want any accounts blown today or ever, really. So make sure you're managing your risk, protecting your capital. That's the #1 rule. But besides from that, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Wow.